How do I navigate my wife's fight or flight moments? I'm on the edge of calling it quits. I'm a 32-year-old man, and my wife is 30. We've been together for 10 years and married for 8. Over the past couple of years, my wife has developed a pattern of intense fight or flight responses, especially when it comes to me and our kids. This seemed to start around the time she began therapy, both in groups and individually. As she's worked through her past, I've tried to support her every step of the way. But now, even the smallest things can set her off. She becomes easily dysregulated, and I can see how her ADHD plays a role. The hardest part is how she interprets my actions and who she thinks I am during these moments. It feels like she builds a narrative about me that's far from reality, and defending myself feels like a losing battle. For example, about 6 months ago, we were driving home from a museum with our kids. I was behind a semi-truck on a steep 2-lane road and decided to safely switch lanes to pass. But the semi moved over too, cutting me off. I sighed and moved back to the right, only to have the semi cut me off again. I groaned in frustration. Suddenly, my wife exclaimed, "Why are you driving so recklessly and putting our lives at risk?" I was stunned. I hadn't sped or swerved. I only changed lanes twice. But she insisted I was being dangerous. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. After about 30 minutes of back and forth, she finally calmed down. When I asked what had just happened, she simply said she felt triggered and unsafe. When I pointed out how her version of events didn't match reality, it was painful to see her view me that way. She shrugged and said, "That's how I felt," even admitting she hadn't been paying much attention. This pattern is breaking me. Her interpretations of my actions during these moments are often the worst possible versions of me. It's incredibly hard not to defend myself against this imaginary villain she sees. Just last night, she asked me to help our child with homework. I said, "Okay," and started helping. When she overheard something she thought was incorrect, she jumped in. I reassured her that I had it covered, but that triggered her again. She accused me of silencing her and weaponizing incompetence. That stung deeply. I wasn't trying to manipulate her or avoid responsibility. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't hear it. She kept insisting, "I call it like I see it." We fought for over an hour, and I felt emotionally exhausted. How do I validate someone's feelings when their version of events doesn't match reality? How do I keep showing up when she insists I'm someone I'm not, despite telling her repeatedly that I love her and don't see her accusations as true? I don't know how much longer I can endure these painful misinterpretations. Any advice or insight would be greatly appreciated.